Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership (CPTPP). History, Present, and Future. Historical Background and Evolution. The Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership (CPTPP) originated from the Trans-Pacific Partnership (TPP), which was designed to enhance trade and economic integration among its member nations. The TPP was initially signed in February 2016, but its implementation was halted when the United States withdrew from the agreement in January 2017 under President Donald Trump. In response to this setback, the remaining 11 countries, led by Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, sought to revive the agreement. This culminated in the signing of the CPTPP in March 2018 in Santiago, Chile, which retained approximately two-thirds of the TPP's provisions while suspending several contentious measures that had been favored by the U.S. Key milestones in the CPTPP's journey include 1. February 2016. TPP is officially signed. 2. January 2017. The United States announces its withdrawal from TPP. 3. March 2018. CPTPP is signed in Chile. 4. December 30, 2018. CPTPP officially comes into force for the initial 6 countries: Australia, Canada, Japan, Mexico, New Zealand, and Singapore. 5. 2021 to 2024. Various countries, including Peru, Malaysia, Chile, Brunei, and the United Kingdom, joined the agreement, increasing its membership to 12. Current status and economic impact. As of 2024, the CPTPP encompasses 12 member nations: Australia, Brunei, Canada, Chile, Japan, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand, Peru, Singapore, Vietnam, and the United Kingdom. Collectively, these countries represent approximately 14.4% of global GDP, making the CPTPP one of the largest free trade areas worldwide. The agreement aims to reduce tariffs, facilitate trade flows, and promote economic integration among its members. The CPTPP's economic impact is significant, as it is anticipated to spur trade by lowering tariffs and non-tariff barriers, enhancing market access, and providing a framework for cooperation in various sectors. Economists have highlighted that the agreement not only benefits the member countries but also contributes to global trade dynamics, particularly in the Asia-Pacific region. Future outlook. The future of the CPTPP is poised with opportunities and challenges. Several countries, including China, Taiwan, Ukraine, Ecuador, and Indonesia, have expressed interest in joining the agreement. China's application, formally submitted in September 2021, raises questions about whether it can meet the CPTPP's high standards, particularly concerning state-owned enterprises and intellectual property rights. Member countries have varying attitudes towards China's accession, with nations like Japan and Australia expressing skepticism. The CPTPP's framework allows for the admission of new members, provided all existing parties agree. This opens the door for potential enlargement, which could significantly alter its economic landscape. As the global trade environment continues to evolve, the CPTPP may play a pivotal role in shaping economic relations and trade policies in the Asia-Pacific region. Comparative analysis of sources. 1. Government of Canada focuses on the timeline of the CPTPP, detailing ratification processes and member country developments. It serves as a factual reference, providing a clear chronology of events. 2. Wikipedia offers a comprehensive overview of the CPTPP, including historical context, membership details, and ongoing negotiations for accession. It presents a broader narrative, discussing economic implications and responses from various stakeholders. Summary: the CPTPP stands as a crucial framework for economic cooperation, fostering trade relations among its member countries, while positioning itself as a significant player in the global economy. With ongoing discussions about membership expansion and the challenges of integrating new economies, the CPTPP's future will depend on its ability to navigate complex geopolitical landscapes and maintain a cohesive approach among diverse economic systems. As this trade agreement evolves, its impact will be closely monitored, particularly in the context of rising economic powers and shifting trade dynamics worldwide. The CPTPP has the potential to redefine trade relationships in the Asia-Pacific region and beyond, making its ongoing developments of paramount interest to policymakers, businesses, and economists alike. The Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership (CPTPP) has a complex history and a variety of implications for the future of global trade. Here are some counterintuitive insights derived from the content provided. EU's withdrawal as a catalyst. It might seem that the United States' withdrawal from the original Trans-Pacific Partnership (TPP) would weaken the agreement, but it inadvertently catalyzed the formation of CPTPP. The remaining countries, particularly Japan, took the initiative to remodel the agreement without the U.S., showcasing their commitment to trade liberalization despite the absence of the world's largest economy. 2. High standards, low expectations for new members. The high standards set by CPTPP for potential new members, including China, may appear to be a barrier. However, the very existence of such stringent requirements could prompt countries like China to reform their economic policies to comply with these standards, potentially leading to substantial economic changes internally. 3. Membership expansion dynamics. While it is generally expected that trade agreements would seek to maximize membership, the CPTPP's approach to new applicants is cautious. Countries like Japan and Australia have expressed significant reservations about admitting China, demonstrating that not all members are eager to expand if it compromises their strategic interests. 4. Economic impact versus sovereignty concerns. It might be assumed that economic integration through agreements like CPTPP is universally beneficial. However, some economists argue that such agreements can undermine national sovereignty, limiting countries' ability to enact domestic policies that deviate from the agreement's provisions. This perspective highlights a tension between economic benefits and the desire for independent governance. 5. The UK's entry as a double-edged sword. The United Kingdom's accession to CPTPP is seen as a significant achievement post-Brexit, yet it raises questions about the motivations behind it. While the UK aims to enhance its trade relations in the Indo-Pacific, its entry could also dilute the agreement's original focus, as the UK has different economic priorities compared to the founding members. 6. The perception of trade agreements. Many view trade agreements as purely economic agreements, but the CPTPP includes a significant focus on social issues, such as labor rights and environmental protections. This dual focus may challenge the perception that trade deals are solely about reducing tariffs and increasing market access. 7. Potential of developing economies. The implication that developing economies, like those of Costa Rica and Ecuador, may benefit significantly from joining CPTPP contrasts with the common narrative that such agreements primarily favor developed nations. These countries see CPTPP as an opportunity to diversify their economies and gain access to larger markets, challenging the notion that trade agreements solely benefit wealthier nations. Public resistance versus government action. The strong public opposition in some member countries like Thailand to joining CPTPP suggests that government actions can diverge sharply from public sentiment. This divergence highlights the complexity of trade politics, where government officials may prioritize international agreements over domestic public opinion, which can lead to significant political backlash. China's application as a strategic move. China's desire to join CPTPP could be seen as a strategic maneuver to counterbalance U.S. influence in the region. However, the skepticism regarding its acceptance underscores a broader geopolitical struggle, where trade agreements are not merely economic pacts but also tools of political leverage. 10. The future of CPTPP amid global shifts. The future of CPTPP may not solely depend on its current members but also on the shifting global landscape. The rise of new economic powers and the potential for redefined trade relationships could reshape the relevance and structure of CPTPP in unexpected ways, challenging the traditional view of trade agreements as static entities. These insights reveal that the dynamics of CPTPP are influenced by a complex interplay of economic interests, geopolitical strategies, and internal member state politics, often leading to outcomes that defy initial expectations or conventional wisdom. The Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership (CPTPP) represents a significant shift in global trade dynamics, particularly following the withdrawal of the United States from the original Trans-Pacific Partnership (TPP) in 2017. While the history and main provisions of the CPTPP are often discussed, several critical aspects tend to be overlooked by the general public, which are essential to understanding its implications for global trade. 1. Suspension of key provisions from TPP. One of the key features of the CPTPP that is often underappreciated is the suspension of certain provisions from the original TPP that were deemed contentious. The CPTPP retained around two-thirds of the original TPP's provisions but suspended anti-humanities measures that were favored by the U.S. These included standards related to intellectual property, labor rights, and environmental protections that were highly debated during TPP negotiations. The significance of this lies in the fact that the remaining member countries Australia, Canada, Japan, and others sought to establish a trade agreement that could function without U.S. influence, which has historically set high standards for trade agreements. This shift reflects a broader move towards a more inclusive trade framework that could adapt to different economic systems and standards. 2. Economic integration and geopolitical implications. The CPTPP's formation is not just an economic agreement, it has substantial geopolitical ramifications. By creating a large free trade area that encompasses significant economies in the Asia-Pacific, the CPTPP serves as a counterbalance to China's growing influence in the region. The inclusion of countries like Canada, Australia, and Japan, which have strong economic and political ties with the U.S., reflects a strategic effort to maintain a liberal trading order. The potential accession of countries like the UK and the ongoing applications from China, Taiwan, and others underscore a desire to shape the rules of trade in a way that can address economic hegemony and regional security concerns. 3. Labor and environmental standards. While many discussions about the CPTPP focus on tariff reductions and market access, the agreement also includes provisions aimed at enhancing labor and environmental standards. However, the effectiveness of these provisions is often underestimated. The CPTPP includes commitments to uphold labor rights and environmental protections, which are critical given the increasing scrutiny of trade agreements in relation to their social and environmental impacts. These provisions are significant as they represent an effort to align trade policies with broader global sustainability goals, but their enforcement and the willingness of member states to comply remain areas of concern. Digital trade provisions. The CPTPP includes a chapter dedicated to e-commerce and digital trade, which is increasingly relevant in today's global economy. This chapter sets standards for data flows, privacy protections, and the prohibition of data localization requirements. The significance of these provisions lies in their potential to facilitate cross-border data flows and the digital economy, which are essential for modern businesses, particularly in the technology sector. However, the challenges of enforcing these provisions and ensuring compliance among member countries remain a critical issue that is often overlooked in discussions. 5. China's application and regional dynamics. China's application to join the CPTPP is another critical element that is not always fully explored. China's accession to the CPTPP would require significant reforms to align its economic practices with the agreement's high standards. The hesitation of current members, particularly Japan and Australia, regarding China's membership highlights the geopolitical tensions at play. The implications of China's potential membership could shift the balance of power within the CPTPP and affect the rules governing trade in the Asia-Pacific. This ongoing dynamic shapes not only economic relationships but also strategic alliances in the region. 6. Future expansion and membership dynamics. The CPTPP's framework allows for future expansion, which is pivotal in shaping the agreement's long-term influence. Current applicants such as Costa Rica, Ecuador, and Indonesia, as well as the potential for more significant players like China and Taiwan, indicate that the CPTPP could evolve into a more comprehensive trade network. The challenges of integrating new members and ensuring compliance with established standards while balancing the diverse economic systems of potential new entrants will be crucial for the CPTPP's future relevance. Conclusion. In conclusion, while the CPTPP is often discussed in terms of its immediate economic benefits, it is essential to consider the broader implications of its provisions, the geopolitical landscape, and the regulatory standards it sets. By understanding these overlooked aspects, stakeholders can better appreciate the CPTPP's role in shaping the future of global trade and the economic relationships between member nations. The agreement not only represents a significant economic bloc but also serves as a platform for promoting higher standards in labor rights, environmental protections, and digital trade, all of which are increasingly relevant in today's interconnected world. 1. Historical evolution and context of CPTPP. The Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership (CPTPP) represents a significant shift in global trade dynamics, evolving from its predecessor, the Trans-Pacific Partnership (TPP). Initially signed in February 2016, the TPP aimed to enhance trade and economic ties among member countries, but the withdrawal of the United States in January 2017 cast doubt on its future. The remaining 11 nations, under the leadership of Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, swiftly restructured and revived the agreement, culminating in the signing of the CPTPP in March 2018. This evolution underscores the importance of collective regional cooperation in the face of shifting political landscapes and highlights the adaptability of international trade agreements to maintain economic momentum. 2. Current economic impact and scope. As of 2024, the CPTPP encompasses 12 member countries, including Australia, Canada, Japan, and the newly acceded United Kingdom, collectively accounting for approximately 14.4% of global GDP, around $15.8 trillion. This positions the CPTPP as one of the world's largest free trade areas, rivaling major agreements like the US-Mexico-Canada Agreement (USMCA). The economic impact of the CPTPP is profound, facilitating reduced tariffs, improved market access, and enhanced trade flows among member states. The agreement encompasses 30 chapters covering a wide range of sectors, from investment and e-commerce to labor and environmental standards, reflecting a comprehensive approach to trade that promotes both economic growth and sustainable practices. 1. The European Union EU formation and expansion. The European Union represents a significant historical case of economic integration similar to the CPTPP. Initially founded as the European Economic Community in 1957, the EU has evolved into a comprehensive political and economic union with 27 member states as of 2023. The EU's establishment aimed to foster economic cooperation and prevent conflicts in post-war Europe, similar to how the CPTPP seeks to enhance trade relations among Pacific nations. Over the decades, the EU has expanded its membership, incorporating countries from Eastern Europe and beyond, necessitating complex negotiations around trade standards, regulations, and economic policies, akin to the CPTPP's challenge of accommodating diverse economies within its framework. 2. North American Free Trade Agreement NAFTA. NAFTA, implemented in 1994 between the United States, Canada, and Mexico, serves as another historical precedent for the CPTPP. It aimed to eliminate trade barriers and enhance economic cooperation among the three countries, much like the CPTPP's objectives in the Pacific region. NAFTA faced scrutiny and revision over the years, leading to its replacement with the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement USMCA in 2020. The negotiations surrounding NAFTA's evolution highlight the complexities of trade agreements, including adjustments to accommodate new economic realities and member country concerns, reflecting challenges similar to those encountered by the CPTPP. 3. The General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade GATT. Established in 1947, GATT was a multilateral agreement aimed at promoting international trade by reducing tariffs and other trade barriers. It laid the groundwork for the World Trade Organization (WTO) in 1995, which expanded GATT's principles into a more formalized structure governing international trade. GATT's evolution involved numerous rounds of negotiations, leading to significant trade liberalization among member countries. The historical development of GATT mirrors the CPTPP's journey from the TPP, illustrating the ongoing global efforts to enhance trade cooperation and address the complexities of diverse economic systems and political concerns among member nations. 未来展望 CPTPP 的前景预测。随着全球经济形势的变化以及参与国之间的贸易关系不断演变，全面与进步跨太平洋伙伴关系协定 CPTPP 在未来的发展中将面临多重挑战和机遇。以下是对 CPTPP 未来的几个主要预测。1. 成员国扩展。 CPTPP 的扩展将是未来的重要趋势。多个国家已提交加入申请，包括中国、台湾、乌克兰、厄瓜多尔和印度尼西亚等。尽管中国的加入申请引发了一些成员国的担忧，特别是日本和澳大利亚，但如果能够满足高标准的要求，中国的加入将显著增强 CPTPP 的全球贸易影响力。此外，像哥斯达黎加这样的国家已经获得加入邀请，未来可能会看到更多国家加入 CPTPP。2. 中美贸易关系的影响。美国在特朗普政府时期退出 TPP 后， CPTPP 的形成使得这一协定在一定程度上成为了美国缺席的情况下亚太地区经济合作的新平台。未来，如果美国决定重新加入或建立替代性的贸易框架，可能会对 CPTPP 的成员国产生影响。美国的强势回归将对全球贸易规则和标准产生重大影响，可能会促使 CPTPP 成员国在某些方面调整其政策以适应美国的要求。 3、区域经济一体化。CPTPP 的实施将促进亚太地区的经济一体化，成员国之间的贸易壁垒将逐步降低，预计将推动区域内的投资流动和经济增长。随着成员国之间的经济整合加深，可能会形成更紧密的供应链网络，尤其是在制造业和高科技产业中，这将使成员国在全球市场上更具竞争力。4、数字经济与创新。CPTPP 在电子商务和数字贸易方面的章节为成员国提供了创新和发展的机遇。随着全球数字经济的迅猛发展， CPTPP 成员国有可能在技术合作、数据流通和网络安全等领域加强合作，推动数字经济的增长。这将为中小企业提供更多的市场机会，并促进跨国企业的技术转移与创新。5、可持续发展与环境保护。鉴于全球对可持续发展和环境保护的重视， CPTPP 可能会在未来加强在这些领域的合作。成员国可能会共同制定更严格的环保标准，促进绿色贸易和可持续经济发展。这不仅能提升各国的国际形象，还能吸引更多对绿色投资感兴趣的国家和企业。6、利益冲突与政策协调。随着成员国的扩展， CPTPP 面临的利益冲突将可能加剧，特别是在农业、知识产权和劳工标准等敏感领域。各国将需要通过有效的政策协调和谈判来解决这些冲突，以确保协定的顺利实施和长远发展。如何平衡不同国家的利益，尤其是发展中国家与发达国家之间的利益冲突，将是未来 CPTPP 的关键挑战。7、全球贸易格局的重塑。 CPTPP 的成功实施将对全球贸易格局产生重要影响。作为全球最大的自由贸易区之一， CPTPP 有可能成为新的贸易规则的制定者，挑战现有的多边贸易体系。这将促使其他国家重新审视与 CPTPP 的合作关系，可能导致更多国家寻求加入或与 CPTPP 签署自由贸易协议。8、应对地缘政治挑战。未来的 CPTPP 将不得不面对复杂的地缘政治形势，例如中美关系的紧张、地区安全局势的变化等。成员国需要在确保自身经济利益的同时，增强对外合作的灵活性，以应对潜在的地缘政治风险。总结而言， CPTPP 的未来充满潜力，但也面临多重挑战。通过有效的政策协调、成员国之间的信任建立以及对外合作的灵活应对， CPTPP 有望在未来成为全球经济增长的重要推动力。在全球化与区域化交织的背景下， CPTPP 的演变将为参与国带来新的机遇和挑战。